Vande Valmiki Kokilam. Last session, we have just stopped before the first sloka of Ramayana. That is first sloka in the sense, yes, first sloka, which came through Valmiki, that is Ma Nishada. We have just, postponed for this session only. When one of the birds, two birds were particularly, they were in union. Two birds, he says, Kamamohitam, Krauncha Mithunam, Kamamohitam. As we have seen in Mahabharata also, Panduraja, along with Matri Kunti, always used to go, went to forest. There he killed the deer, that is Harina, which was also in union. Actually, humanity, etc., we cannot talk for the hunters. Hunters, whether they have humanity or not, whether they treat animal other than human beings as beings and pranis, they consider it or not, because we don't know the psychology of the hunters, because this hunting is, it is at times it is advised for the kings for exercise, etc. They say, because some give justification for the hunting, and some say particularly for birds, etc. for their livelihood. Tribals, they eat raw flesh or something. So this way, whatever the psychology of hunter, we are not going to discuss, because if at all we want to discuss about hunters mentality, then first of all we have to classify the hunters into many categories depending upon that, because hunting wild animals is different, and hunting also, actually the animals are to be caught, and of course they should be tamed, they should be controlled, etc. So still animals were killed, are killed, will be killed. That is a different issue. Even goat, etc. also for sake of food, they are killed. So now, leaving all this discussion aside, here we have to see from the angle of Valmiki Maharshi, who has composed Ramayana. Here, it is not the hunter, it is the sage who is going.
Namaskaram.
Yeah, just started Manishadalone unnam. So because while Ratha Saptami, I don't know whether people come or not. Therefore, I just సూర్యుడి రథం లాగా నేను కూడా రథం సాగిస్తున్నాను.
రంగాచారి గారేమో వాళ్ళ మదర్ది తిది ఉండే ఆయనకి అందుకని
అదే అందుకని ఇప్పుడు చెప్పలేం కదండి, మనం చెప్పాను కదా వాళ్ళ ఫెస్టివల్ రథసప్తమి, కానీ మనం వీ కాంట్ పోస్ట్ పోన్. అండ్ మా నిషాదలోనే ఇప్పుడు స్టార్ట్ చేసి. సో హియర్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు సీ ఫ్రమ్ ద యాంగిల్ ఆఫ్ వాల్మీకి. Valmiki went to have his Machanika Sandhya, etc. And along with this disciple, he was going in a fresh mood, because morning only he received Rama, etc. That way he is very, very with peace of mind, very pleasant. That is the reason he says Akardamamimam Jalam, etc. That we have the discussion in the last session. So now, Krauncha Mithuna, see on the branch of a tree, Krauncha type of birds. So they make sweet sounds, and no bird except I think the eagle, etc. No birds are harmful. At least what we know, because all the birds, they poor beings, they stay in there, there is no construction for them. They themselves bring that is, bring grass, etc., to build their nests. Wherever there is some little space, they occupy, they lay their eggs and they feed them. They go to, like, in search of food. They don't have hands, they don't have tails. They have to bring each piece of rice or some seed, anything, with their nose and mouth to together only. With that beak, we say. So with that, they have to bring, and they should feed the children like this. No, it's beautiful. Actually, very innocent life. That is the reason when we sympathize, oh, vaado Pakshi, vaadu paapam, dikuleni Pakshi, they say. Because birds always really depend upon either householders or, in forest foods. Like this here, two cronja birds were sitting happily. Probably it might be, this in present seasons, some Vasanta Rutu. That is the reason, spring season, the trees will be blossoming with full of leaves, etc. And they were in a passionate mood, and they were mating. Actually, they were in union. So Krauncha Mithuna was enjoying. And I was referring to Panduraju, who killed like this only, who killed one of the deers when they were in union. See, because those are the dear couple, it was sages only, of course, in the form of that. Again, we are not going for logic, but he cursed Panduraju that whenever you have met with your queens, you will die. So that means, reasonings, etc., explanations are there are hundreds of explanations. But here, if a person, we also will actually the experiences will tell us that whichever type of sin we incur, same type of that is the punishment to it in the same way, the destiny. Nowadays, people started saying karma returns, that is return gift. The return gift comes, that may not be immediately, but in course of time. In course of time, that comes. That is the reason here, the boya, that is hunter, he killed one of them. By looking that Valmiki, actually, he was not angry. He was afflicted with the grief, avedana, what we say avedana, akrosha. Akrosha, people think that it is blaming. No, lamenting very loudly, feeling for that. Expressing the grief loudly is akrosha. Ukrosha is, like a temperament or anger. Akrosha is, akrosha, krosha. They said, no, krosha means if we raise our voice, it should be heard even a person at the distance of one krosha. That is there. We have studied in Arthashastra also. So, akrosha, loudly feeling it is, expressing the grief, it is akrosha. Ukrosha is speaking or expressing anger, that is called ukrosha. So, ut. So, akrosha is, upon, just, asking for the help almost. So, here, avedana. Avedana is a sad feeling. Akrosha because of that. So, what Muni has done, he just simply, instantly, no backing, no that instantly by looking at the bird killed and it fell down, and that female crowncha started crying, crying pathetically. The words came out of the sage's mouth. He said, Ma nishada pratishtham tvamagamah shashwati sama yat krauncha midhunad ekam avadhi kamamohitam. Kirata, oh, you won't stay for a longer on this earth, as you have killed the one bird, one out of the love, lovely couple. So you won't be. What he says, Shashwatihi Samaha, long years, eternal time. Even when somebody does something, we express in a simple way, Arey, how long you are going to live, re? We simply say, Arey, why are you doing all such nonsense things? Are you going to stay forever on this earth? How long you will stay? Similarly, he says, no long you will stay. What Valmiki said, you have killed the bird unnecessarily, that too which was in a, lustful union with the mate, with the bird. You have killed one of them. They were actually, it is such a pleasant scene to see. Two birds, actually, they are symbolic for the romantic situations. Poets, see, it depends. Here, psychological points come. We have to take, though Sir has not talked about the psychology, psychic state of a hunter, only he focused on Valmiki only. But here we have to see there is a song also in our Telugu. Nemali kantiki neeru garite vetaganiki lotu emira. So, if the birds cry, if the peacock sheds the tears, what difference does it make for an hunter? For a hunter, because hunter is hunter. Hunter is always his focus is how to catch the birds, how to kill the birds, how to take their skin, etc. This is his psychic state. His profession is also like that. It is his profession, that's all. So, professional killers, we say no, that those who take money and kill, professionalism. If they have kind heart, they don't accept such profession at all. So they have adopted that profession means, it means to say that they are prepared for that, and their heart is, it won't melt. It is like that. So this way we have to take. Now, here it is not the situation with Sage Valmiki. Muni means actually Muni, Rishi, what they do, even if the serpents come to them, they don't fear. If they sit, they do their penance. Even the tigers come, the Bodhisattva stories also, beautiful narration is there in Buddhist kavyas. Bodhisattva is sitting, and he was, on his both sides, two living lions were there. So on both sides, lions were there. In between the lions, Bodhisattva was sitting. So the author describes, I don't remember the exact context and text also. So here, actually, the description goes like this. Hence, being in between two lions, Bodhisattva appeared as if he is sitting on Simhasana. Lions on both sides. It was real Simhasana. So that means the wild animals also. Here again is not psychology, but another point is there. This is again, if we read so long, then we will read in Artha Shastra. There's a order, some type of smell. Each body in the sense that you can understand, even animals or birds or anything. And particularly now we are talking about human beings. So each body of human beings, it releases some type of odor, smell. Each one different. Particularly that smell also, you know, changes according to psychology. This you can consult a perfect psychologist, doctor, a psychiatrist. They will tell you if you have a doubt. But my Kavya Anubhava and even otherwise also. That is, each psychological emotions also will be known through the body orders. Orders. That is the reason actually criminals, Kautilya says, how to suspect the criminals. There he discusses. This comes in fourth Adhikarana Kantaka Shodhana. So the criminal's body releases some sort of odor, smell. Based on that only the dogs, etc., they trace their clothes. That means the psychology will be different. That is the reason why I am taking this reference. Means even the serpents, they say, if man is sleeping motionlessly, they don't bite, they go away. Similarly, animals also, if a person is in still position with controlled mind, they won't harm, they say. Because if he intends to hurt them, then only they also feel hurt, feel fear and they attack. This is there. This is, of course, matter of, this is a scientific analysis. That is mine is Ruta Panditya, as you know. I am neither doctor nor a physician, nothing. So here, according to that, now sage is very silent, very peaceful, very controlled. And he cannot tolerate all such things. Any wild animal come, okay, no problem for him. Anything is okay for him. This fellow has killed. So he is, people say, even Sir has written, you might have read also. Sir has some commented, even the portraits also were drawn. Sage cursed him. And immediately he fell on the ground and he died. This is not at all there in Ramayana. If you look at Ramayana, only the shloka he uttered the shloka, then of course the discussion follows the shloka. That's all. That means to say that Muni never wanted to curse the Kirata. It was not his intention. Because only one character we see, like Bhrigu Maharshi in this our epics, and also Vishwamitra. They only used to feel a very, very often short-tempered sages. They used to curse whoever is there. They used to waste their penance. But if you look at Vasishtha, look at other sages, Atri Mahamuni, etc., no question of cursing anyone. They cure the curses also. That is there. So therefore, Valmiki, such a nice sage, his intention was not to kill that Kirata at all. So what he wanted, he never wanted anything, no intention. Unintentionally, the words came out of his mouth. That's all. Here, this is his psychology. So, what did he say? Even in Telugu, sir has written, Nishada, you just, you won't live for long time. That's all. Ma Shashwatihi Sama Agamaha. So, you will not be there for, it is because we are, after all, we are not the eternal beings, isn't it? So, this is the materialistic world. We are mortals. We are not immortals. Mortals. Kirata is also mortal. So, unnecessarily have killed this much only, he says. Okay, there it ends. Then what happens? After that means Muni has no intention of cursing anyone. But suddenly, for first time, it means to say that he has not, probably might not have started any writings or anything. He was busily engaged in Vedic recitation, teaching the students, etc. He was there. So when the words have come, here see, he said, what did I say? Simply, he uttered the words, he asked his student Bharadwaja, oh, what did I say? And now you see another characterization. That Shishya, as soon Ekasantagrahi we hear, as soon as he heard the words of sage, they were recorded in his mind. He again recited the whole thing, whatever is stated by sage. Then sage said, what is this? This is a shloka. It means to say that shloka is a very good saying is also shloka, best. But another thing here, all this is not really discussed in Vyakhyana for Ramachandrudu Garu, but because as I have taken up the issue, I am just explaining in more detail. So here, actually, some people say that is Anushtup meter he uttered, and Anushtup is not there. It is the first time some people think, and they also do the Vyakhyana. But here, let us see. You have studied Vedic literature. You have studied, and there you have studied how many meters are there. You know, Trishtu, Banushtu, etc. You have studied there. The Chandas, so many varieties of Chandas is there. Gayatri is there, you know. So, all these are there in Vedic literature. Vedic means Vedas, Samhitas, we have to say, mantras. Mantras are there, they are in different meters. So Anushtup was already existing. So what Valmiki said is, what is this? Did I utter a shloka? Shloka is no Anushtup. That is actually um, 16 in each pada, two padas. Or we have to say 8, 8. Actually, its characteristic is 8, 8 syllables in 4 lines. It is shloka. Okay. So he said Anushtupa, he said shloka. Did I recite a shloka? Yes, he said, yes, this is you have recited. Then he said, my God, so this is shloka. Yeah, sure. Na anyatha. Yeah, this is shloka only. Shloko bhavatu. Okay, this is shloka. Let it be shloka. And it should not be otherwise. Means actually shloka means one is Anushtup shloka, other is it is a good thing. Okay. Shloka bhavatu nanyatha he has mentioned. Okay. Now here actually, next we will come. Here this is a matter. And what happened is, okay, this shloka, nishada done, and he went to his asrama. Point 3, sir has written. He went to asrama, and the same thing, same thing is, that is, he is not able to forget. Lingering, we say, so the same scene repeatedly coming in front of his eyes, he was not able to forget. In between, when he was like absent-minded in the sense of his mind was not in his asrama. It is still in Tamasa Tira, the Krauncha, etc. there only. Meanwhile, the Brahma has come there. That means, sages and gods. Gods means what we say actually, who are divine due to shine. So they have, because they are restrained people. They have inner powers, of course. Again, I am not going for logic. Let us take Brahma Devudu. Brahma has come to Valmiki's ashrama. Mechanically, we say, yantrikanga. So mechanically, he has done all that. Offered a seat, and there's a Arghya Pada. Actually, Arghya Pada also, you might be knowing, but just I tell, uh, giving water to wash the hands is Arghya. Actually, like this, we give for Bhagavan. But actually, when a guest comes to our house, the taps were not there. So to wash the feet, water is offered. That is called manamba. We see in the old movies also. So the sages, that is patya. And when really to wash hands, we give arghya because we are going to offer something to them. So to eat that, their hands should be clean. And arghya, and they say then actually Madhuparka is there in mantras it comes. People think Madhuparka means they put shakkari, they are, they put some honey. Actually, in Shakuntalam, one way, in one act, the description is there. What they used to do, If you might be acquainted with the Kerala culture, Kerala also what they do is the amlas, they soak in honey. And honey is also preservative and they last for long time. And similarly, this honey, if you put even a grapes or something, it will be tasty. And actually, people who travel a long way, they feel thirst. Later on, we started giving buttermilk to them instead of water, because suddenly traveling for long time in sunlight or anything, we are not supposed to drink water. That is also medicinal. That is. So we used to give either coconut water or buttermilk. Okay. Similarly, those days, because they were staying in the forest, and the sages, they were even now great people, they want to take spiritual people, they don't eat our samosa or bhaji, anything. But they take only fruits. That is the reason they used to offer fruits to the sages. Here, Valmiki also, to offer all that, he has offered. So they used to offer as soon as they come, Padya, Arghya, then Madhubarka means something, some refreshments, like in the form of fruits. So mechanically, everything is done by Valmiki. But he is still that. His mind is engaged, he was thinking. So Brahma, being God, doesn't he know? He is the creator. So he just, he said to Valmiki, I know you are still thinking about that incident, and also Narada, whatever told you, Narada to you. You are thinking of that personality. No problem. Now you can. You will write. You will write means you are going to write the same Rama, Ramacharita. So this is, page 4, it is there. So he says, yes, you are actually, you have been thinking to write Ramacharita. So as a beginning of Ramacharita, because Ramacharita, those was actually the story, because Adi Kavyam it is stated. That is whether Gadya Kavya or Padya Kavya, Ramayana is Adi Kavya. Till then, except Brahmanas, when they have come, we do not know the time. But as Samhitas were there in a verse only, verse it is sloka forms. So therefore he said, you wanted to write Ramacharita. So as a beginning, I only made that shloka comes from you. So in the same shloka form, in the same meter, you just start writing Ramayana. You write Ramacharita. That's all. So here, that means Brahma understood Valmiki's dilemma, Valmiki's tension, and he said, and there he has accepted, and he started reading that. After this, one, incident, we can, this we can finish off today's session. And Ramayanam, what it is, its name, etc. And because our topic is only discuss about the psychology of the characters. Therefore, Ramayana, Sita, Chetava, Paulasthevada, I am stopping. I am not going to discuss that. But here, what happened? Valmiki has written Ramayana. Because what he said, like Sanjaya in Mahabharata, Brahma has given boon, you will know everything, whatever is going on there. And you will know what is happening in their minds, etc., etc. All he has given a boon. So you can simply, as if it is seeing in the mirror, everything reflects to in front of you. And you can simply write that kavya. Then Valmiki decided, and also Valmiki has composed Ramayana. And here, Ramayana composed. Now, when he started writing Ramayana, how long it took, all these discussions are not at all there in Ramayana. You also know. Valmiki came, has written it. And Kusha, Lava, etc., that when they came, when they were handed over, etc., is not there in this Valmiki Ramayana. Later on, of course, based on Ramayana, so many kavyas have come. Now, after that, see, now this Zoom media has come. I wanted to tell something to the society. Then how actually all these days, before this mass media has come, before TVs were there, how we used to get the information, Puranic, Itihasa, etc. means only through Harikatha, Burakatha, Rama, and Pravachanas, Purana, and Harikatha was enjoyed by one and all because there used to be dance, music, and also the what we say, the communicative skill in Haridasu, very impressive way he used to, with all Chiruta, etc., used to narrate the story. And later on, only the Purana reading, a scholar, they need scholarship, they should have knowledge because the audience, they may ask anything, this, that, and the Pravachanakaras should be well prepared to clear their doubts. And later on, these Janapada forms have come. That is again a side. That means actually, if we look at our culture, anywhere, throughout the world, because of pop music, Western music, whatever you take, anything we want to tell to the society, the very, very impressive media is communicating it with by singing only. If we teach them like a story, nobody will listen. But by singing, that too beautiful voice, melodious voice, everyone. That is the reason Valmiki also, as he thought how to communicate. Why should he communicate? Because Konvasmin Sampratam Loke, that the beginning, when we want to make a garland, we should not forget the first end of that is starting point of a thread. If we misplace the starting point, then at the end it is very difficult to complete it, to make the garland form. So here, Konvasmin Sampratam Loke is the beginning point. We have to keep it aside. Now we are traveling throughout. So he asked Narada. Narada told him, and also his qualities, etc., in detail. So this has impressed Valmiki. And just to know, already he knew. He was having a doubt, and he got his doubt clarified by Narada, and he knows now who is there. He knows how nice, how noble, etc. How ruling, how things were going. Everything Valmiki knows time to time. But he wanted to communicate to the society about a noble personality, a noble kingdom where all the people, even Dasharatha was a great ruler. So, great ruler, great ministers, very loyal ministers, and actually all the brothers were step brothers, but there was no jealousy. There was such a beautiful harmony between the brothers, and also Savatis, co-wives also. They were all the way, they were together only. Finally, see, even own sisters also, own brothers also will have some differences internally, because again, that is a matter of psychology. That is very common. That what actually Ramchandra sir wanted to say. All these are natural things. It is not abnormal psychology or something extra. Nothing. Every feeling is very common. So still, in spite of that, how they led their life, that Muni wanted to tell the society. Now Muni can't go into the society. He can't sing. He can write a poem, but he can't sing. And he has got his own responsibility to lead that Gurukula. Therefore, he inquired who are there, like in his the students group, who are there to sing and communicate. Then he could find Lava Kusha. He taught them and they went on singing. Okay. And here one point actually, though it is not linked with psychology, I would like to, because you might have read also. So there in the Ramayana, interesting points also, it is my duty to focus on some important points so that whenever you have time, you can go to that. Actually, there, I am not having Ramayana in front of me, but Valmiki, when he taught that how to sing, taught Lava and Kusha, actually that is, there is a shloka. Now I don't get the word. Now what he says, Tala Layanvikam is the shloka. So, Sapadaihi, Chaturbhihi, etc. He says. So that this Anushtup, all are in Anushtup shloka. There are other shlokas also in Sarganta, chapter ending. We can, I mean, you can see. Other than Anushtup, it is Mahakavya Lakshana. Based on this only, they have did it. But actually, Anushtup. So, Anushtup is it is a Samavrutta. You have seen Vishamavrittas also, like Vyogini, etc., in your Chandas class. Okay. But this is Samavrutta. And moreover, if you just see, Bhagavad Gita is also in Anushtu. All actually, most of the need, Bhartruhari, not Bhartruhari, but simple Niti Shatakas also will be in Anushtu. And Mahabharata, entire Mahabharata, of course, Bhagavad Gita, entire Mahabharata is in Anushtu. It means to say that actually, as I told you, 16 letters in each pada. Actually, the beginning of music also, what they do, Adi Tala they say, so 8, 4, 4. So that is 8, 1/4, 8. And then what they do is 4, 4. Sari, Gama, Pada, Nisa. So this is, Aditala, they say. Adruta, etc. I am not going into those details. So Aditala, it is very convenient to sing and also to arrange the music. Very simple. That is the reason Vagartha Samprupta is also Anushtup Shloka. How beautifully the music is given to that in the movie. Even otherwise also simple way we can recite. And Bhagavad Gita Ghantasala has given music, how he has given the music. Such a melody. And here, singing may be different. But actually the Anushtup is everywhere, each Acharya, whatever slokas are chosen, selected by Ghantasala are very convenient. So here, actually, the Ramayana is so convenient to sing. And particularly, the beautiful, there's some 10 to 12 years before 14 years, boys and girls' voices will be same. So very tender age and beautiful voice and beautiful, yeah, that is the reason, many of these boys characters were played by girls only in movies. So there is no difference between boy and girl. So they sang very sweetly. They went propagating it. They went to all nearby ashramas. They sang and everyone was happy. Here, one point I told you. Actually, I have written, I like, before, I thought I may forget. That is the reason simply I have written in my, like, just, like little notes. It may be useful for later on also. What they said, actually, um, Gurukula. This is in a fourth one. So all these they have given. What they have given, when being pleased, different persons, sages, they have given. Now, here one point I made is when we are pleased on beautiful occasions, we we tend to give gifts to the performers. So that way, sages were very happy, lovely kids, and their own kids are asramavasins. Therefore, they have given gifts. I just whether it is you know appropriate or not. Here, I want to tell for the future generations also. Gifts means people what they think, they value, they calculate the value of the gift and whether it is beneficial or not. They give the gifts, and also nowadays the culture is return gift also. One birthday is there, so they are giving gifts, immediately return gifts. So now the return gifts, this is coming since generations. Whenever marriage, etc., they write down all the gifts, and then again the almost same quality, same quantity, something they give. So this is not there. Here, gift means because people take in that way. Here, gifts, what they have done. Actually, for example, I am telling my own thing. I don't want to give, gifts, giving the saris, so etc. according to tradition. Okay. But if at all I meet any small boy or anything, anyone, what I do is I would like to. Now I am writing, but even before when I started writing, I used to prefer to give the books because books are akshara, they are eternal. They read, they throw, but that essence already enters the mind of the reader. Even one reading, and if they give to somebody else also, even one or two smallest points will be recorded in the brain. So this is the attitude of different people. So that means whatever they have, actually the giver, they don't see the psychology of the person who receives the gift. Actually the worst comments also are there by earlier pundits also. When, but Ramchandrudu sir is so great, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam, anything, he never disrespected anything. Whether they give it or not, even the smallest one, he never. But I am not supposed to tell the name of greatest person actually. If you have enough reading, wide reading, you may come across one scholar when the always naturally the pravaraka, the shawls are considered as a respect, great honor. Even if you give silk punches or anything, but shawl is greater. That is the reason even now politicians started, everyone started that at least that uttariyam means the uparivastram, that they give honoring. So that way, this is there in Charadatta Nataka also. Charadatta was having Vasanta Sena comes to when she felt some cold and he gives his shawl. So these are there. So that so-called scholar said, yeah, what to do with all the shawls? Of course, they are useful to dry the వడియాస్. వడియాలు ఎండబెట్టుకోవడానికి పనికొస్తాయి. నువ్వు వడియాలు ఎండబెట్టుకుంటావో, ఒళ్ళు తుడుచుకుంటావో, నువ్వు ఫ్లోరింగ్ తుడుచుకుంటావో, అది దట్ ఈస్ యువర్ హెడేక్. But we are not supposed to pass such comments. That with that idea, I started talking about gifts. Now let us read the list of gifts. Gifts, and because it is there in page number 5, you have the books. You can go to that. Now, actually, what they did, uh, one sage has given some, a precious one, and one has given a small glass or anything. This we see in Upanayana ceremonies, and a bark garment, and the date skin, and Yajnopavita, the sacred thread, because they need whenever something comes, no, if it is cut, then naturally they have to change Yajnopavita. and one is, the kamandalu. And also one sir has given that Mounji. Mounji actually it is a sacred grass with which that Upanayana Samaya, some this like belt, one thread will be prepared. Some Mounji Bandhanam. And also actually with that, if we look at the makeup of Lavakushas in movie or anything, and then small Unni chapan sir. That means actually woolen. Woolen is considered as for muddy. It can be because the Maharashtrians, what they do, they use these wool sweaters to the children so that even in the muddy also they can touch them. Because wool is made of animals, etc. It is not thread. That is the reason it is considered. And also another scientific point I'll tell you. Urnam Vatena Shuddhyati. Yajnavalkya says, Patra Shuddhi Prakaranam is very interesting. If you are interested, you can go to that. Cleaning different type of items. So, Urnam, woolen, that what we say, dry wash, we are saying, no? Vatena Shuddhyati. I just remember my mother. Now also I have that. It is a secret, of course. It is 80 years sari. Banaras sari is with me. My mother's pure Banaras sari, full of jewelry. So she never put in water. She used to dry it on the shade. Vatena Shuddhyati. Because that is the reason there was a rule. People are not supposed to eat when they wear that pattu saree. As soon as the performance, the puja is over, they should leave it, they should leave it aside. And it is worn for long, all the functions, only one Banaras saree used to be there. All the festive occasions, even dozen children are there, all the dozen marriages. But that won't get spoiled because no oil stains or anything on that. No question of putting in water. So Urnam Bhatena Shuchyati. So now even Yagnavalkya tells that. That is the reason that Unni Chapa, that means the wool, that small mat or anything like now exercise people they use. Like that, if it is spread anywhere, they can simply like do it and then again they can use. Okay. Kaupina is, Kaupina, like a Lamboti cloth, small cloth, because they used to wear that only. Now, of course, it is the modified, like underwear's shape only. So then a small axe, that is, why means when they go for darpa cutting, etc., they need one. Small ones, All these are available in a now toolbox. And then kashaya vastra and small vastra and a rope to tie their matted hair and then also to a small rope. How much material here we have to see the list of the items which are required in a asrama. Please make a note of these points. It is more important. Now, here, what we do is, you go to the description. You have already studied also, you said. So, in that, what it tells is, it expresses their blissful state, their happiness towards the kids. No question what valuable things, because they don't need valuable things also. Say children, that is ashrama vasin, they don't need. Uh, there is a Swapna Vasavadatta Nataka. Whenever you have time, you can go to that. In that, Rakumari comes, the princess comes, and the princess asks the minister to make an announcement that if there is any need, like, Gurukulas, hostels, if they need anything, let them ask. Then he says, Kasyartha Kalashena, he starts the shloka. You can really, even I think Google also will get. Swapna Vasavadatta, I am telling. That means who is in need of a kalasha, who is in need of vastra, who is in need of the fee to be reimbursed. So like that. That means these are the things required by the Gurukula residents. Those who stay in a Gurukula because they don't get money from their parents to pay the fee. Rakumaris, etc., if they are there, that maintenance is actually Gurukula maintenance is done by us, the particular area kings. That is different. But for each one, because they don't need, they eat only forest foods. But these are small, small things. And sages, what do they have? They have only these things. That is the reason here it means to say that how much contented they are, and the psychology that is not raised by Ramchandrudu Garu. Still, I want to make it clear that here the psychology is the kids were happy to receive these things because they are not in need of any lavish things. Similarly, the sages, when they are happy, they gave their blessings, and also whatever they have presented. So this tells the psychic state of the contentment. How the contentment is there. When there is contentment, then the giver and the receiver both will be very happy. They are not in need of great things. So this way we can, stop here. And one more thing, of course, before I stop recording. Actually, see, so many incidents are there, 350. So all this means it will be like, ఏదో సత్రం అంటారు, ద్వాదశ వర్ష సత్రం లాగా, 12 years sacrifice లాగా. So instead of that, what again came to my mind is, I pick up a very, very important, particularly the complexity. That means actually the crucial times, whatever are there in the coronation time and the dilemma of the Sharatha. So those I pick up, I collect those things, and that way we will, I will collect all important things only, so that it will be convenient for us. And that what I feel that we will do. Okay. So now